What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today. It is the 11th of November, and with that, we say Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Shout out to you guys. 6 hours and 7 minutes left in this day. $100 is the price right now. We've pulled back a little bit from the highs on the 9th a couple days ago at 113.5K or $113.5. We'll get to 113.5K eventually, maybe like 100 years from now, but maybe sooner. Who knows? If the dollar hyperinflates, this thing could get there a lot sooner than we think. But $100, 52 cents right now. What we're doing is breaking out of this zone overall. Okay, we have this little zone here. If we're looking at it like this, it's literally like what we did was we broke out. We're back testing for support, and then we get to rally. That's a very bullish setup. What we see here, what we're doing right now, it's literally that exact thing. We're finding support at prior resistance here, resistance, support. Prior resistance back here, support, right? We're just finding support at this very significant level, and I think that what's going to happen afterwards is going to be a continuation of this move here, but likely larger. Likely what's coming next will be a larger move, and in that sense, let's just see from a low to a high, where might we go? Let's put it at the actual low here. And I am assuming the low's in. We haven't even looked at the short-term stuff yet, but I am assuming that this is the low. It makes so much sense that you'd find support here. You look too good for this to not be your low. Your next move will likely be breaking you out of this this consolidation phase that you've been in really since December of last year. Yeah, it'll break you out of this zone. This next move should. So good. By the end of this month, we will be worth, I think, over $200 for Litecoin, if not certainly approaching that area. Right, it's the 11th now. It's almost the middle of the month, so a couple of weeks more, 3 weeks left in this month, whatever. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there. Okay, and let's look at this actually on Coinbase, where we have some volume. Okay, you're moving down, volume's decreasing as you're moving down. Nice, you're at the base area of this support zone. I like it, whatever, not a big deal. RSI has reset entirely, and now you have bullish divergence actually on your RSI. You have like double bullish divergence on your RSI, right? Because you've got, hold on, you've got lower lows here with low, higher low, and a higher low there. So I really do think that we're going to find support here, you guys. $100 psychological level for support. You busted just barely below it, held it. I think you're going to hold it. If I'm wrong, let's play from a stance of me being wrong real quick. If I'm wrong and we don't find support here, where might we go? First off, I would be amazed if we didn't find support here. It's just the perfect area to find support entirely. But if I'm wrong, then maybe we go down to like 91 bucks, 95 bucks, somewhere in between there to find support. But I would still imagine a higher low comes into play, okay? Looking at the 1 hour indicators, the stochastics have gotten out of the oversold zone. You look like you want to get back in there. Hopefully by the end of the day we can pull up a little bit. You do have bullish divergence on your MACD, bullish divergence on your RSI, very severe bullish divergence on your MACD, I might add. So with the decay and volume as you're moving lower, I very much think that we're going to see a pop. It's going to be like this, right? You move down, you took the stairs down, you're going to take the elevator up, like quite literally. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a move that was like this but bigger, right? Like you're just going to teleport all the way up to about $110, 10% move coming in, maybe by the end of this day. If not, certainly tomorrow or very soon, assuming we don't go lower, right? Assuming this bullish divergence plays out. 4 hour time frame. Looking at this here, stochastics have reset entirely. Very bullish stochastics. You've reset, so I think you're going to come back up. The RSI. Speaking of resetting, you've got lower lows all across the RSI, higher lows across the prices, hidden bullish divergence, and you're finding support, well, potentially finding support at this 40 area, where you find support just above the 40, just below the 40, but in this area nonetheless, it's where you typically find support, so that's good to see. And then, of course, prior resistance points here, we've already gone over that. It looks really good. I'm kind of curious, if this is the 886, 786 level of this fib, that would be perfect. From a high to a low, yeah, right there, 886, 786, it's perfect. Typically, whenever you move above the 100 here, whenever you pull back, you expect to find support somewhere in this zone. So that's, I can't help but think that this is where we hold our support. If we move lower, $95 would have to hold. I'd want to see $95 hold. We can wick below it, but don't close below it, okay? But I don't think we're going to move lower. We're just talking about it just in case it happens, because even though we expect the upside, we should be prepared for both. I really wouldn't be surprised, man. We got 6 hours left in this day. I wouldn't be surprised at all if today not only closed green, but closed above even where the high is right now. Or maybe not, I shouldn't say closes above, but gets to prices above there. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we return and close today green to some degree. Daily RSI, it's choppy. I'm not really getting a consistent read. It's pretty damn choppy, if we're being fair, and your price is choppy. So overall, I suppose you're more bullishly inclined here, but you're pretty neutral, let's be fair. Stochastics are bullishly inclined, but you're coming down. Maybe come down. Ah, see this, the daily stochastics. They get me tied up a little bit. We found support here at this level before. Okay, so we can close here and it's no big deal. We have found support here before. We have found support. So they look a little bit bearish right now because we're coming out of the overbought zone, but I think they're still bullish as long as we do get this move up. Probably like tomorrow, we'd have to move up today and tomorrow, right? Today we can close here, but tomorrow we'd have to close green. We'd have to get the blue line to bounce from here if we want to maintain this bullish stance. If not, maybe we are going to $95 or $90, and that's fine. But it just throws off this expectation of a move to happen right now. Instead of it being right now, it might be in a few days. You know what I mean? It's still going to happen. It's just from a lower price and from a later time. The daily MACD is trying to push above the zero. This is very bullish implications right here, you guys. I really do think that we're going to see some spectacular price action. The last time that we crossed above the zero here on these oscillators on the MACD, that was right here. We were moving up. We were having a good time, but the best part of this move started after we crossed above the zero. When the RSI was overbought, when the stochastics were overbought, we actually just bounced off the same area that we're at now. So very bullish implications here on the daily time frame, my friends. Looking at the weekly time frame, things just get more and more exciting as we're zooming out because, again, and I don't want to do this right now. I've already done this before, but just take my word for it whenever I tell you this, okay? We've seen several coins this cycle, and you can measure them yourselves. You don't have to take my word for it. You can do the homework, but I don't want to do the homework here because I'm trying to wrap this up so I can make some steaks for me and my family. I'm hungry. I want some steaks. We've seen XRP, XLM, Dash, and Zcash. All multi-cycle consolidation phases, right? All of them have been consolidating. They have not seen new all-time highs last cycle, right? Or if they did, they were barely higher, right? It was like a fake out high. We've been consolidating for multiple cycles. All four of those, Zcash, Dash, XMR, and XRP, they all saw a 600% or more pump. A 600% minimum and higher pump. The only one that pumped 600% initially was XRP. And that has a higher market cap than a lot of these other ones. Litecoin, what I'm trying to get at here is that I have a going theory that a lot of these coins, these, as they call them, dino coins, legacy coins, zombie coins, whatever you want to call them, that have been around for multiple cycles and that are holding up well, that are actually consolidating well, my theory is that not from the low, but from the relative low, they all pump at least 600%, if not at most 800% initially, right? They pump that much, and then they'll consolidate, and then they'll continue to run, right? That's the going theory. Now, Zcash is on a different level, but the theory here is that we've seen that kind of a movement, right? So from the low, then maybe not the October low because that was the scam week, but the low of this month, the idea would be that we get a 600% move or more, which should put the price roughly at $555 or higher, something like that, yeah. Something like that. If we overlay last cycle's high to the bear market low, the 1272 is all the way up here at $800. If we overlay what I think is the more significant fib, which is this high here, to the bear market low here, I think this is a more significant fib. The 1272 is at $900. So whether we're going, whether it is that we're going to $550, $780, $934, I don't really care. We're going to new all-time highs. And we know that's happening without all those fancy fibs because we have this very bullish accumulating triangle, right? Very, very long-term pattern. When this breaks, it makes sense that we're going to get some significant follow-through. We're not just going to stop barely above it. So again, to the idea that we move up 600% from the low, $550 doesn't really make too much sense, does it? We probably push higher to around $1,000. Psychological resistance there. There's multiple areas, Fibonacci extensions there to show significance as well. It makes sense we do that. And again, the idea here is this is just the initial move. We consolidate and then we continue to push on. Litecoin will likely be worth multiple thousands of dollars within the next 6 months. Litecoin LTC will be worth multiple thousands, if not several thousands. Like when we're saying multiple, I'm talking about 2 to 3, several thousands. We're talking about $4,000 to $6,000 by the end of this cycle, sometime in April or May. Okay, in the next 6 months. That's what we're thinking. Okay, and it all starts here. And I really wouldn't be surprised. We look at this overall, right? Look at how long of an accumulative phase you've had here, right? Litecoin has a lot going for it. A lot of people have written Litecoin off, and they're not aware that Litecoin is actually one of the more prominent cryptos whenever it comes to merchant acceptance, right? Litecoin has more merchant acceptance than Ethereum does, more merchant acceptance than Solana does, more merchant acceptance than Dogecoin does, which that sounds like a joke, but Dogecoin actually has a lot of merchant acceptance compared to 99% of cryptos out there. It's got more merchant acceptance than every single crypto that's above it in the market cap rankings, other than Bitcoin and USDT. That's it. Right? That's crazy. That doesn't mean that it's worth it should be the third most valued coin. Doesn't mean that it should flip Ethereum. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not an economist. Amateur at best, right? But I really do believe that Litecoin is undervalued. What that says is not how much it should be valued as far as where it should be to the upside. Should it be above Ethereum if it's got more merchant acceptance? Should it be above XRP or Solana? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for being literally the third highest merchant acceptance, maybe the third to the fifth, depending on how you look at it, I don't think that your number 19 spot is an appropriate value. I think you deserve to be in the top 10. And right now the top 10 is $20 billion. You have about $7 billion. So that in itself would be good enough for like a 3x. But I think we're going to see, while Litecoin makes this move, I think we're going to see a lot of other altcoins pop up as well. So you're going to need more than just a $20 billion market cap to get into the top 10. If I said million, I meant to say billion. I don't know if I said million, but all that to say, guys, high expectations for Litecoin. If my theory is correct, then we should, at a minimum, see this move, I would think by the end of the year, be worth $550 or more, at a minimum. But ultimately, I would think that this move progresses either going into the end of this year in December or into January to anything from about $1,000 to $1,500. That's where I think we'll top off again, either at the end of December or at the end of January or somewhere in between there. I don't have anything else that I want to say. Litecoin is next on the chopping block. And if this altcoin season is anything like the last altcoin season, we don't have it on here. Wait, yeah, it's right here. I'm sorry. Litecoin might front run the average participant in the markets. Litecoin, I believe, did front run the average altcoin last cycle as well. Let's actually look at this here. At least I remember that. I remember saying that with some friends. I remember that happening, and we were all commenting on how that was happening. Let me just see if that's true. And they all found support. If you look here, altcoins really took off. Like they really took off here on this month, right? You can see, let me delete everything. You can see that the pace really picks up. I'm going to take my magnet off right here, okay? But Litecoin's pace picked up 1, 2, 3 months before then, right? It actually picked up its pace 3 months before then. We saw the average altcoin. They were moving up still, but Litecoin was really taking off. So again, just this idea here that Litecoin's going to really take off from here, I think is a bullish foreshadowing of the rest of the market as well. I got nothing else, man. I'm rambling. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.